I'm also acutely aware of the fact that I'm out on these trails by myself and I'm falling. So yeah, someone could easily take me and murder me. Grandma, if you're watching, that was an exaggeration. I am completely fine. Don't worry about me. Good day, everyone, and welcome to Adventures with Parker. Today is day 17, I want to say, 16 or 17 of the California trip. And today is all about hanging out in Los Angeles, seeing some of those local sites and, you know, just get to do some of those things that I didn't get to do in any of my other days here. And one of those things that has always been on my bucket list is to visit Griffith Park, which is this big park on one of the big mountain sides, basically where the Hollywood sign is. And they have a few cool amenities here. Of course, there's the Griffith Park Observatory, which is super iconic. It's been featured in a bunch of movies and, you know, it's a staple landmark of LA. And then as a Disney fan, I really want to find the original carousel that inspired Walt Disney to create Disneyland. And I'll talk more about that later once I get to it. And I mean, I also wanted to do a bit of hiking and see some of the wildlife while I was here. So yeah, it's gonna be a bit of an adventure. I have no idea where I'm going right now, but that's all part of the fun. So without any further ado, let the Griffith Park adventures begin. Now, in terms of getting here, I've read online that the best place to park, at least on days when it isn't super busy, is the Greek Theater. And that piece of advice ended up working really well for me. So parking is free in the Greek Theater lots on non-show days, so I think it might be paid when they do have shows going on, but today wasn't one of those days, unfortunately, because I would have loved to see one of them, but it was free, so you know, it worked out. There is paid parking closer to the observatory as well, and a few other lots around the park. But yeah, it might be best to kind of suss it out, see what kind of day it is, and try the Greek Theater parking lots first. Okay, so our first stop here is in an area known as the Bird Sanctuary, and this is a really good spot for birding, of course, as the name suggests. And for those of you who don't know, my day job is actually as a migration ecologist. I'm going through for my master's of biology at Western, so I study birds and their patterns of movements. I do all of my work in Long Point on the North Shore of Lake Erie, so I'm very familiar with the birds over there, but I'm not as familiar with the California birds. So unfortunately, it might take me a bit of work to try to identify these guys, but either way, it's kind of cool to just sit here and appreciate the wildlife and just, there's a couple of small birds. I think they might be warblers. They're just kind of flittering around up in the branches. I also forgot my binoculars, unfortunately. I should have packed them. I didn't, so it makes birding a little harder, but again, you can still just take these moments to appreciate it and just enjoy being surrounded by nature. Holy shit, I just almost stepped on a snake. Holy crap. I am kind of scared now. I forgot there were snakes here. But alas, there are snakes. Hi. Just a sneaky, slithery little snake. Yeah. Good little danger noodle. Yeah. Whew. Oh, that's so cool. I'm terrified, but that's so cool. Also for reference, this is on 8.4 times zoom. I am standing a good 3 meters away from this guy. I am not getting close at all. Especially because I really don't know what kind of snake it is. I know they do have rattlers here, and I do not want to mess with them. Shit. they are beautiful, but you know, from over here. Okay, bye little guy, have fun. Someone's having a squabble up there. Oh. Okay, so I spent way more time than I thought I would in the bird sanctuary area, but that's being a bird nerd for ya. But now I'm just continuing up this sidewalk, going higher up the hill, because I believe the Griffith Observatory is just up ahead. And like I said earlier, that is one of the things I absolutely had to see while here, so yeah. Okay, so from the observatory, I'm now taking a trail known as the Boy Scouts Trail, and that just basically leads to another little lookout over the city, just, you know, a little further down the hill here. And I gotta say, I'm appreciating how shaded this one is compared to some of the other trails. Oh, the sun is brutal today. But I mean, these views are worth it. So my next goal is to see the merry-go-round, but getting there from the observatory isn't easy. You'd rather have to go around or over Mount Hollywood, and the trails are not a straight shot, and there's a lot of elevation change as well. So I am hopefully going the right direction, but again, it's all part of the adventure, and I can't complain with the views. I mean, I love hiking through the mountains, and that is something I wanted to do, so I guess I'm getting what I asked for, but it is super hot. So when I asked one of the park rangers for directions, I was very grateful when they gave me a bottle of water, because I would die if they didn't. But yeah, hopefully it won't take me too long to get there, because I don't want to spend all day here. But again, it is something that was on my bucket list, and you know me and my hiking, this might turn into a bigger ordeal than I thought. So I low-key missed a turn somewhere because I wanted to be on one of the dirt trails, the Mount Hollywood Trail, but instead I'm on Mount Hollywood Drive, the actual paved road. And then I thought I saw a cut through, but I keep seeing these signs about rattlesnakes, and someone even said they heard some. So I'm kind of glad I'm on the concrete now. It may not be part of the plan, but anything to avoid the snakes. Okay, change of plans. The merry-go-round is too far and just too convoluted of a route to walk to from Griffith Park. So I think it's going to be easier and safer for me to just finish this little loop, go back to the car, and then I'll drive over to the carousel. But in the meantime, we are now walking along the 3-mile trail. I don't think I'm walking the full 3 miles. That's just the name of it. But along the way, I'm going to be going to a place called Dante's View, which is, I guess, an iconic photo spot. So yeah, I'll show you what that is when we get there. Oh, wow. Okay, I was not expecting this view. This is, wow. I think that's something I'm really liking about these trails here in Griffith Park. You're getting a nice combination of both the natural views, and you're getting some opportunities to see some wildlife, but you're also getting some pretty expansive views of LA and all of the surrounding cities. So I don't know, I kind of like that balance, and I almost like it better than Central Park for that, because with Central Park in New York, you're mostly just getting like a little break from the city, but here, like, it feels like you're in the wilderness, but you are, again, still surrounded by the cities. So it really takes advantage of the natural beauty here. Plus, again, it kind of feels like you're out in the wilderness, going on a hike. You're literally going up and down some mountains. So it seems like the perfect little escape from the hustle and bustle of LA. And just so you have an idea of just how high up we've climbed, there's the observatory way down there. So yeah, bring lots of water if you're going to do this hike. All right, we made it to the top of Mount Hollywood, which is one of the highest points here in Griffith Park. And no, it's not the peak where the Hollywood sign is. That would be Mount Lee, although we can get a pretty good view of the Hollywood sign from up here. So let's check out those views. Well, there's the Greek Theater all the way down there. So that's where I gotta get to get back to my car. I cannot get enough of these views. They are just so breathtaking, which is such a basic word to use, but they really are. Like, that's just fantastic to see the observatory, downtown, all of the trails. Like, Griffith Park is huge. I didn't realize how big it was, but it's sprawling with trails and hills and mountains and all that good stuff. So that was a difficult hike. That was a lot, but I'm so glad that I did that, even if it was by accident. But now I am making my way back down. I think I found a more efficient way to get back to my car. So hopefully it won't take me quite as long to get back. And then, like I said, I still want to see the merry-go-round, but I think I'm gonna go try to find a lunch first, and then I'll drive over to the carousel and park somewhere that's a lot closer than where I was. Oh, and here's another little lookout point. This is Dante's view. So you just come off the trail here, go down these little steps, and ooh, loving the plant life here. My inner botanist is going crazy right now. We love a good garden. We just come down here. Over there is where we just were in Dante's view, that beautiful little mountainside garden. Somewhere up there is that panoramic view from the top of Mount Hollywood. There's downtown LA, and there's the way back to the car. This is the Mount Hollywood Trail. This is what I was originally looking for when I came up here, but I think the actual entrance was just down another side street. But like I said, it's all part of the adventure, and there's nothing wrong with a few unexpected turns that got me to experience something that really wasn't on my radar before. Looks like we got another little lookout point here, and of course I might as well go up and see the view while I'm here. Okay, nice. Kind of more of what we've been getting this whole time, nothing new, but I think there's a trail that leads me a little more directly to where I need to go. So my curiosity was rewarded. And there's a Hollywood sign again. Okay, so as much as I said I could never get tired of this view, because that's true, it's gorgeous, I could look at it all day, I am getting really tired, so I'm really excited to get back to the car, and I think I still have a ways to go, more than I thought I did. So please be prepared if you decide to do this hike yourself. Do more research than I did, and maybe bring a bag. I think that was my issue. Like, I thought I could leave everything in the car and just bring my phone and my wallet, and then, I ended up getting a water bottle. But yeah, preparation is key. But water is definitely something you should be aware of. I haven't seen a water fountain in quite a while now, and I made the stupid mistake of not filling up my water bottle when I passed the last one because it was surrounded by bees and I was too scared to do it, and I thought there'd be another one, but there wasn't, and now I'm hella thirsty. So yeah, please be aware of your body and your needs. That said, I am really glad that I had a high protein breakfast this morning. I don't think I would have made it if I didn't. Okay, so I keep hearing what I'm hoping is just the wind through the leaves, but a small part of me is like, wait, was that a rattlesnake? Yeah, I'm ready for this hike to be over. Get me out of here. I'm also acutely aware of the fact that I'm out on these trails by myself and I'm falling. So yeah, someone could easily take me and murder me and whatever. This is great, guys. I make good decisions. Grandma, if you're watching, that was an exaggeration. I am completely fine. Don't worry about me. I'm good. There's some birds in the bushes. Oh, look at them. They're so small. Oh, man. Hi. Hello. At long last, we have made it to the bottom of the hill. The parking lot is just ahead, and that was a good hike overall. I mean, that was way longer than I was expecting to be out here for, and I was, you know, getting a little anxious towards the end, but I love this place. I mean, again, this is something I was really looking forward to, and this might be one of my favorite places in the city so far, so really glad I got to do this. But now it's time for lunch, so I will see you in just a moment. For lunch, I went to a little restaurant called the Alcove, which was recommended to me by a friend on social media. Anyways, it was super cute, had this very aesthetic patio, and they had a pretty diverse menu. I ended up getting the Alcove Club, which had sliced turkey breast, applewood smoked bacon, red onion, avocado, romaine, tomato, and mayo on a toasted sourdough. And because I happened to come during happy hour, I paired it with a California Spritz, which was made with mom and pop blood orange, Amaro Angeleno, East Imperial tonic, and champagne. Lunch was amazing. It was a little on the expensive side, like my club sandwich was about $20. That California Spritz was about, well, I think it was only $6 because I actually got it as part of the happy hour deal, but it was so good. And I mean, I've been needing some healthier meals, especially after eating theme park food for the past 2 weeks. So I mean, to have what I did for breakfast and to have that for lunch, I'm feeling the best I have all week. And everything was tasty too, and I mean that's the important part at the end of the day. But we are back at Griffith Park on the complete opposite side of where we were before, because the last thing I needed to do was check out the Griffith Park Carousel, and unfortunately there's not much to see because it is closed right now, but I can at least say that I've been here and talk a bit about it. So yeah, there's really nothing to look at. I knew it was going to be closed, but I thought I would at least be able to see the horses and maybe point out some of the finer details of the carousels like I usually do in my videos. But this carousel has a lot of significance to the theme park industry. As the story goes, Walt Disney brought his daughters here to the Griffith Park Carousel, and he was watching them from one of the benches, and that is what gave him the idea to build what would eventually become Disneyland. He thought there should be a place where parents and children can come to play and have fun together instead of the kids doing all the fun stuff while the parents just sat back and watched. Now, listen here, Mr. Disney, by all means, ride the carousel. I do it all the time. There's no shame in that. But still, it's kind of cool how that sparked the idea for what became one of the best theme parks in the world and what inspired pretty much every other theme park that came after it. So yeah, like I said, this is what got the ball rolling. The original concept was for an attraction that would be located on the Walt Disney Studios in Burbank, but as Walt Disney got down to Imagineering, his ideas grew and grew, and eventually that studio space became too small for what he had envisioned, and long story short, he ended up buying that property in Orange County over down in Anaheim, and hence Disneyland was born, and that park ended up opening its gates for the very first time in 1955. Now, this area of the park definitely gives more of a city park vibe opposed to the other areas we were in, which felt more like a state or a national park than anything. But I mean, you get some nice lawns, there's some tennis courts, of course the carousel, and there's some nice little places to just chill and hang out. Hi, what's up? You are coming very close to me. Hello. I don't have any food. I'm just saying hi. I know, sorry to disappoint. Don't be scared. I'm cool. Hi. Yeah. Want to say hi? All right, and that is going to do it for my very chaotic day of hiking in Griffith Park. Like I said, this is one of my favorite parts of the trip, and I think this is my absolute favorite place in LA. And I haven't even scratched the surface. Like, you know, I did Griffith Park, I saw the Hollywood sign, and I did end up making it to the carousel, but there's still so many other parts to explore. Like, there's a whole zoo I didn't get to, there's some interesting caves in one part, so this place is just huge, and I would definitely love to come back in the future and try to explore more of it. Anyways, the day's adventures will continue in my next vlog when I explore the Santa Monica Pier, including Pacific Park. So if you don't want to miss that or any of my other future adventures, be sure to become a subscriber. Also be sure to find me on social media. I'm at ADV Parker on Instagram, Threads, and Blue Sky, and at Adventures with Parker on TikTok and Facebook. As always, big shout out to my Patreon members for going above and beyond in your support of the channel. I appreciate what you do so much, and if you'd like to support the channel with a monthly donation in exchange for some sweet perks and bonus content, you can head on over to patreon.com/advparker to learn more. Once again, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, the adventures are calling. Bye! So, yeah, preparation, be prepared.